Hello, thanks for joining me. I thought I would introduce you to Redeem and Restore Center, and unfortunately that starts with me, the founder and executive director. My name is Chaplain Krista Hull, and it starts basically from birth, a little bit of my story of why God led me to start Redeem and Restore Center. I am a product of a divorced household because only within a few months, my 17-year-old mother was the only one around for me when she wasn't working. So unfortunately, I have known abandonment and loneliness throughout my life since I was born. And then in 5th grade, many wonderful things began to happen in my life, but unfortunately, something not so wonderful also. An older boy began touching me in inappropriate ways, and I never discussed it or told anyone about it. So as I grew into my teenage years and later in life, never talking about these things and how much they permeated of who I was and how I acted, the amount of shame that I carried far too long was weighing down on me. Those are just snippets of pieces of my life and making me into who I am today, somewhat. But, we all have tragedies and traumas that we experience through life, right? Unfortunately, that's life. But we have choices to process and heal, or just ignore them and survive. Sex trafficking may seem huge and overwhelming to process. But I also want to submit to you that pain is pain. Their horrific pain does not lessen mine. And my pain will not lessen yours as well. But redemption is still redemption. Now, isn't that exciting? No matter how bad or not so bad, the beauty of redemption is still beautiful. I believe because of God, He is able to use my restoration and my redemption to bring freedom and victory to exploited women. As it says in Isaiah 61:2, He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives, and release from darkness the prisoners. Now that's pretty awesome. So I believe with His help, I can help bring freedom from trauma and shame, releasing loneliness, releasing from the bondage of abandonment, so they may be free to live as precious, valuable, treasured human beings, just as you and I. Again, that can be exciting at times. Of course, I could tell you much worse tragedies than mine. I could share stories that are not my stories of women that we get to walk alongside. And I say we get because it is a privilege to share those intimate details, to see. And those tragedies they have, it has started the same way. The vulnerabilities that I shared, vulnerabilities that you've had, dreams, broken family, abuse. The list is long, what vulnerabilities can be. But then someone comes along and sees those vulnerabilities and sees how they can manipulate and use them for their benefit. And that is what sex trafficking is from. Human trafficking is a very complex issue, right? I can tell you it happens in all 72 counties of Wisconsin and throughout the United States, wherever people are. Why? Because I ask you, where do the evil people live? Where do the good people live? And then where do the vulnerable people live? And the answer to that question is this: those 3 questions are the same. Everywhere. This is why it's complex, because it happens everywhere. And it's not that people wear a sign and say that this is what they do. We believe at Redeem and Restore Center that this is a moral and spiritual issue. It will not be stopped by education, by rescues, by laws. But that doesn't mean we do nothing. At Redeem and Restore Center, we focus on the hope and restoration. That's our lane. That's what we do. Redeem and Restore Center's mission is to love, restore, and support women who are recovering from sex trafficking and exploitation. And our vision includes adding more recovery resources and services through a restorative care home where the women can find their identities in Christ to heal and discover and fulfill their God-given purpose, like you and like me, other humans. It is a long, hard fight for them to become fully human again, to break free from all of the chains and the traumas and the bondage and the lies from the no life, as I call it, as they escape that no life. But there is so much hope, especially through a restorative care home, providing services in tandem that focus on the physical, the emotional, the relational, the psychological, and spiritual areas that have been broken and shattered, and helping them in tandem to become fully human and whole again, a foundation of healing to build upon and to grow and live out this journey the way that God had originally intended for them. This is the heart of Redeem and Restore Center. We have prepared this foundation for the women in this restorative care home, and now we continue to fundraise and gather resources and skills to make this happen. Side note, we are members of a National Trafficking Shelter Alliance. I'm so thankful for them. We have gotten to learn from them what works, what doesn't work, to build each other up, find out what we need to do here in Wisconsin, and how to best serve and work with women to becoming whole again. There is a lot more I could tell you, but right now that's it. That's the intro and the heart of why and what Redeem and Restore Center is about. If you want to learn more, please check out more details on our website at redeemandrestore.org and learn more. And please email us, message us, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. We want to learn from you. What do you want to hear from us? How can we educate you and empower and engage you to do whatever it is that you are able to do to help see women's lives restored? Thank you.